Hello, it's me Luigi Marinus Gaming, and today I'm gonna review the Emoji Movie. Ever since the trailer was released, people would compare this movie to Wreck-It Ralph, Inside Out, and the Lego Movie. While I do think they're similar in terms of story, I don't think it's quite the same as those movies. In fact, I used to compare the movie more to DreamWorks' Home. While not in a bad way, I did thought the movie had more similarities to that movie more than Inside Out, the Lego Movie, and Wreck-It Ralph. Let me explain. So the main character is an outcast but wants to fit in, but when he tries to fit in he makes a mistake and gets threatened to be wiped out or deleted. He goes on an adventure with a few friends to fix his mistake. Sounds familiar, huh? But I don't think it's all the same though, but that's the movie that it actually did remind me of all the way from the beginning. But I'm not going to bash this movie unlike a lot of critics did on the internet. Nope, not at all. This is gonna be one of the few positive reviews of the Emoji Movie that you will find here. Listen, as much as there are negative reviews, there aren't enough positive reviews about this movie, so this is where I come in and defend the Emoji Movie, as crazy as it sounds like. Crazy enough, the Emoji Movie used to be some of my favorite movies when it released back in 2017, and I used to like it more than Wreck-It Ralph, the Lego Movie, and Inside Out, but as time went by I did of course prefer those movies to the Emoji Movie, but it's something I wanted to let you know. Okay, so first of, the story may not be the most original story out there, but what I like about the story is how it was executed. I mean, sure, this isn't the first animated movie about objects coming to life, since it has already been done in Toy Story, the Lego Movie, Inside Out, and Wreck-It Ralph, etc. But since those movies already did it well, why not have emojis make a movie? Now I know. Emojis as a movie is a bad idea, but a bad idea can always be good executed. I mean, that's what some people thought of the Lego Movie, and it turned out great. So why not do the same thing with emojis? Now I mean, sure, the story is a bit familiar from other movies where Gene doesn't fit in, kinda like how Ralph didn't fit in Wreck-It Ralph, and Gene being a glitch can be similar to Vanellope being a glitch, but I honestly don't really mind it. I mean, sure, the story is very flawed, but I thought it was very well executed, as there was never a multi-expressive emoji, so it kinda makes sense that they made him the main character. I really like the message of expressing yourself or being yourselves, and not being afraid about how you feel like. Admittedly, the message has already been done in other movies, but I like how they did it in this movie. I like Gene because he's a selfless character who cares about his friends. He even wants to save High Five from the robots. I also really like his romance with Jailbreak. They have a strong chemistry together, and I like that. Now I know people seem to compare Gene and Jailbreak to Emmett and Will's style, but I don't really see it that much. I mean, sure, they both may look alike, but they are still different. It's probably just a coincidence. After all, there are a lot of girl boss characters in black clothing, so they aren't really a full-on rip-off of that character. And not gonna lie, I do kinda have a crush on Jailbreak, especially when it was revealed that she was a princess. I also liked Smiler as a villain. She can be quite threatening when wanting to delete Gene after making one mistake. She's also the boss of Textopolis, the city of the emojis, and wants every emoji to be just one thing. High Five is the comic relief, which honestly can give me some good laughs sometimes, and I also like his arc of wanting to be a favorite. I think the poop emoji and devil emoji can also have some funny moments. I also really like Gene's parents. While they may be treated as a joke because they don't show much emotions, I actually really like their character. While sure, they want Gene to live up to them, I do think they are very kind and caring parents to him. They wanted to protect him. I like that they are actually very protective to their son, but I also really like how they are just meh emojis, which I do think it's funny when they talk. Or at least that's what I thought until it was revealed that Mehmet actually has multiple expressions, and honestly I was quite surprised when I watched this movie for the first time, since I thought Gene was just a malfunction, but he actually got it from his dad. What I also like is of course the animation. Well, at least that's what I thought until it was revealed that Mehmet actually has multiple expressions, and honestly I was quite surprised when I watched this movie for the first time, since I thought Gene was just a malfunction, but he actually got it from his dad. What I also like is of course the animation. While nothing groundbreaking, I gotta say, just like the original Wreck-It Ralph, they sure designed the world building inside the phone very well. I think its animation at least deserves more credit. While sure some characters may give uncanny valley, or some of the characters may look the same, I still like the work given to them. I like the Candy Crush and Just Dance scenes. I thought they were well done. And I like how some of the apps like Dropbox is just a joke to the emojis getting dropped. I like how the internet was portrayed in the piracy app, it seemed very accurate. I also like how the world of Spotify was animated in this movie, where it looked like waves of an ocean, but with songs. Really nice world building. And to be honest, I never really hated this movie at all. I mean, sure it is flawed, but I actually appreciate the work they put into it. So in conclusion, I think the Emoji Movie is actually a very great movie. Sure, it may not be one of the best movies ever, of course, but I can't help but actually love this movie. While there were definitely some better animated movies released in 2017, I do think this movie is quite underrated and overhated, since I don't think it's as bad as people say it is. As for my ratings, my personal rating would be a 9 out of 10, and my critical rating would be a 7.5 out of 10. I hope you enjoyed my review for the Emoji Movie.